I think WashU CAPS means to me in one word, opportunity. I'm a first generation college student and neither of my parents even graduated high school. So for the majority of my life, I had very few opportunities career-wise. I am native to Missouri. I grew up about an hour and a half south of St. Louis. Neither of my parents graduated high school, and I think two of my grandparents never even made it past the 8th grade. And so I distinctly remember when I graduated high school, my grandmother said to me, join the Army or get a job because people like us don't go to college. And so I joined the Army. Well, I got kicked out in basic training because they found out I was a member of the LGBTQ community. And at the time, that was not okay. I moved back to St. Louis and met my wife, and she's a high school teacher and has 2 master's degrees. And her grandmother and grandfather actually are both PhD graduates from WashU. And so it was a totally different world for me, right? From prioritizing education. And the first time I met her grandmother, she said, do you have a degree? And I said, well, no, ma'am, the family I came from wasn't a priority. And she's like, well, it is now. And I said, oh, okay. And so that sort of kickstarted for me the idea that you don't have to be from a certain background to go to college. And so the support of my wife and her family are really what got me started in the pursuit of an education. The reason I chose the BSIS or the Integrated Studies program is because it literally is tailored for you to be able to create the education you want and do it how you want. So a ton of the classes that fit into that program are offered as hybrid or fully asynchronous online courses. I had a long meeting with my advisor and said, how can we make sure that this still fits into my life now that I'm moving into this leadership role at this other organization? And she helped me really tailor all of the courses and sort of plan it out in a spreadsheet for the next 3 years so that I knew I had the choice of these classes that fit into these requirements, if you will. And so the flexibility for me has been the whole reason I've stayed with WashU CAPS. As someone from a low socioeconomic background and a member of the LGBT community, you don't think you have a lot of opportunities. And so one of my absolute favorite things about CAPS and WashU as well is that when I realized I was transgender, I immediately had the support of my advisor, of everyone in the administration at CAPS. They immediately provided me all of the different places I could choose the name that shows up. So my professors, before I legally changed my name, didn't even know what my legal name was. They knew my chosen name. And it's just been super supportive. I don't know. It's, yeah, nothing I could have ever expected. I oftentimes am I cannot believe this is the life I'm living right now.